the critical minerals mission, which is very important strategically and economically. So critical minerals is important for our national security. So why is it so? It is called as a critical mineral. So currently India has listed 30 critical minerals, and last year there was a UPSC question that there are 30 critical minerals have been identified. So is it that so means it is not actually, it is not it been identified. Actually they have listed these minerals but they are just searching for it. So we have to make a clear while reading out the statement and answering it correctly. So this is how we are gonna see this topic in both the prelims and mains. So it is essential actually for our national security and defense sector purpose. So let us see what is the critical mission. I mean critical minerals. So why is it so as a critical mineral in the sense? Just because it is very rare in the earth, it doesn't mean that it is very rare in quantity. It is because the technology, the adaptation to actually extract the mineral out from the earth, it is that cost much higher. That's why it is known as the critical mineral. So that is the term has been framed for this. So 30 critical minerals could be of the lithium. So which is lithium? You would have seen in news that it is found abundance in Jammu and Kashmir. So which is used for the manufacturing of EV vehicles. So it is economically important and for the defense sector for making such missiles and for launching missions in the space and science and technologies, and also it is a very important raw material for the basic goods industries. So these many abundance of benefits are there in this critical minerals. So that's why we are just focusing on this. A mission has been made by the government of India. So it is very strategically important in the geopolitics, and we would have noticed that most of the developed countries are actually likely to invest in the countries which has abundance of resources in minerals. So we would have seen, for example, I would say that Pakistan has visited the US president by showing up their minerals, the rare earth magnets they have, I mean, the minerals they have. So, just like that, all the political and geopolitics is been directly or indirectly been in with this critical minerals. So it is very important to actually make even we could achieve the target of net zero emission. We have set up a target of 2070. This could also be achieved with this critical minerals mission. Maximum use of resources could make India grow economically and um, could make us self-reliant in a lot of industries in space, in defense. Even being becoming self-reliant in defense is one of the target of Viksit Bharat in 2047, right? So Viksit Bharat 2047. So it is essential for India's national security, so for the geopolitics, sovereignty and value chains. So what what we'll be covering under this is, so under this national critical minerals mission, we are just focusing on the mining process. So mining process, in fact last year there is a question like Mines Act, about the Mines and Minerals Act of 1957. So this is statement based question in UPSC. Yes. So so we have to focus on this act based all of those things. Okay, let's come to the topic. So, not just by digging out and taking out the minerals, is it enough for to be achieving the mission of critical mineral? No, it is not actually. We have to make use that um, by mining it. Just by mining will not achieve the full term of its benefit. So countries like China are making it they're just processing. The processing capacity has to be improved for a country like China by making it as a metal. And China has been the one of the largest producer of e-vehicle batteries. In fact, the import for those making of batteries is being going out from our country. The materials we are just exporting. So we should not rely on just by digging out those minerals. So digging without processing is just exporting our prosperity, right? So we have to support for the manufacturing sector for, and we have to encourage them, not by mining but also for the processing. You have to process and support for metallurgy, for making the minerals into an alloys, and by making it's a magnet, or you would have heard the term called rare earth magnets. So just by focusing on making it, by processing it would make a would just value up, just add on the value, right? So we have to promote the manufacturing sector to focus on this, and don't focus just on the mining, right? And we have to create uh, a organized supply chain from the source to the end, a last mile connectivity, we would say, like from the source to end there has to be a perfect logistics has to be maintained, the supply chain has to be clear without any interruption, right? So that has to be on focused. So what is this national critical mission launched by India is focusing is, so first of all we have to make a center of excellence for critical minerals. So yes, this is needed for it. And India has signed up for establishing nearly 9 numbers of critical minerals, respect to with the sources of getting in from there. So we can achieve, if you're making it as a vital component, then we can easily achieve the what they have set in the Viksit Bharat target 2047. And we have also the similar targets could be covered of achieving the net zero emission of 2070, which is coming under the Atmanirbhar Bharat. Atmanirbhar Bharat. So that's it. So we have to note down the minerals listed out in these 30 critical minerals. That can be questioned like which of this following is not listed under the mineral mission. So we have to focus on that. And also there is a and for under this 30 critical minerals, 7 minerals has been signed for making it getting into the need of processing by mining and then processing it into a metal or a magnet and making it under the supply chain, and by ensuring the last mile connectivity and stockpiling it, stockpile. So this is the entire thing which is covered in this critical minerals. So just give it a read. And I don't know whether you could see the thing, I'll just zoom it. So there is a development in those sectors and it is critically important. So this is the launch of the national critical minerals mission. So we have to identify it first. That's why there is a statement based question that it is been identified. No, it is not identified. Actually they have listed out the critical minerals. They've not identified all those 30 minerals, and they have signed a thing for 7 minerals now. So we have to note it down, we have to update this. So extraction, not by just extracting, not by just digging out, we have to then process, then manufacture, then by recycling and make a proper thorough supply chain. We have to ensure this. So then only we could attract even more investors from the developed countries, and by making our FDIs more in this also, so that we could achieve the things very easily. Because we for allocating of such funds for extracting the minerals of huge technology would be a they would make the government of India more being bound into it. So these are the steps, and these are the aim that is coming under the critical minerals mission. And note down the center of excellence to be established in 9 numbers. So this is important. So the minerals could be of lithium, cobalt, nickel, rare earth metals, and graphite, gallium, germanium, and silicon. So they are economically important. They're essential for the strategic sectors like defense and space, and science and tech also, and for the research purposes also. And there is a supply disruption. That's why we have to make sure there is a proper supply chain has to be ensured. I think I've covered up this particular topic. If you have doubts, you can ask me in the comment section so that I could reply. So thanks for watching, and